Why do I allow people's words and actions affect me so much? I know that the thoughts I have can be bad. It's what I do with them that matter. Somewhere along the line, I have adapted to not let anyone in on what I may be doing. Recently, I have been sharing more. The things that have happened before are happening again. I start something for myself. I allowed others to know what I was doing. They get interested in what I am doing, and they want to join. I have the bad and selfish thoughts, and I feel bad for thinking them and allow them to join in. They lose interest and stop, and then I stop. I am not required to make anyone happy. I am required to make sure that I am happy and healthy. It does not matter what other people's thoughts are about what you are doing, as long as you are happy doing it. Then you should keep doing it. Even if somebody thinks it is too easy, then too hard, or even fun, then not fun. They can find something new that will fit them better, and you can keep doing what you love.
Guys, so a little bit different format. I figure I'll probably put all these kinds of random clips I've gotten all week into kind of an end of August vlog, kind of see how that does. And I didn't want to just sit down and talk like I normally do, just like chatty videos, because I feel like if somebody is actually watching, not just listening, maybe you'd want to look at something else rather than me just sitting. So I figured let's do some laundry, kind of talk about this week so far. We have our Black Panther run coming up. I think we're going to do that Wednesday. We kind of forgot about it. We try to do them earlier in the month, but lately it's just been kind of whenever we feel like it. The swimsuit was just a little wet still. Ugh. It's got a little bit of a musty smell. But I'm really excited about that. And if you saw the last clip, I have been having kind of doubts and bad feelings, I guess, about running, uh, and some other things as well. But a few things happened over last weekend that kind of got me down. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't keep up with it. After our Black Panther run, maybe I won't sign up for another one. And there's a few reasons for that, but I talked mostly about the biggest reason in that journal entry. And it's very hard for me to kind of I don't know what the word would be, uneducate myself. No. Because it's not really education, it's just what I learned and kind of coping mechanisms and whatnot. So I'm trying to unlearn those. And one of the biggest ones was just kind of not even really caring for myself. And I think with the running, I gotta keep doing it, or else I'm gonna start getting back into, I don't need this, I don't need that. Kind of just taking a lot of things away from my life because I'm focused on either other people or other things. So I think the best thing for me to do is to just sign up for another race after the Black Panther one for September. I don't want to sign up for anything really in October. I don't know, we'll see. Because I figure on the ship I'll probably do a lot of running, and I don't really want to. Gosh, this swimsuit is just all tangled up. See, I'm working on the. Every time I put it through the wash, it just goes. If I remember correctly, there's a certain way to do it. So, actually, I remember how to do it now. So I just need to decide what is the next race. I've got a few. I saw a Snoopy one that is actually, you can do the marathons, you can do the 5K, and you can do a 1 mile. And I was like, well, that might be a good idea to kind of, still do it. But, it's not going to be too taxing. Maybe I'll feel more likely to do it because for our training and whatnot, we don't really do much training. But when we, do our walks and stuff, we typically do a mile. So, to kind of bring it in, I guess that would be kind of a good way to dip my toes still and hopefully get back to it. Oh, I saw this one race, and it was a race across America, I think, and you could have partners and you divide up the distance around America and you could do racing with it. Like you could do, I think it was walking, biking, I think even swimming was included, but you would just divide the distance between people, and it didn't even have to be like equal distance. It was so cool, but I don't know. I was, doing the whole, I don't want to do racing anymore, It's too expensive. All those feelings, Because I kind of go through this whole, I'm not worthy to be spent money on. So, if that's why I try to do, if other people want to do it, then cool, because then I'm spending money on us, not just just me. One of those kind of things. And that's definitely not a good mindset to have. That's definitely one of those rules or whatever, the silent rules that I talked about. Well, actually, I haven't really talked about. If you're, I think just on my Facebook friends, I shared, it's a book about codependency, and there's a book right now that I'm about to read, and I think it's her first one, and it's called Codependent No More. It's musty too. But she has another one that I read first, and that one really kind of got me, like, I knew things were not right, but then she kind of clarified. Like, yeah, this is why you're feeling that way and whatnot. So it's a very, one of those books that I think would help anybody, because it kind of talks about different kinds of codependency. Like, if you, it's hard to think of what the other ones were, because I really, you retain the information that you kind of relate to more. So it's hard for me to think of what the other ones were, but it's like relationships. If you are always in a bad relationship, or if you're always with someone who is bad in your relationship, like hurts you or is abusive, whatever, then there's different coping mechanisms for that and whatnot. It's such an interesting way to think of it, and it really kind of gets you out of your mindset. Because I kind of went through these steps of, you blame yourself, you blame others, and then some people blame God. I didn't really go through that step, and I think that's more along the lines of just how I was raised in the church. So I didn't really put the blame on him, but I definitely went through the other two, blaming myself a lot. And that's something that I really had to work through, and I think that's the one where people get stuck on a lot. It's very easy to feel that way. But anyways, back to racing. I think doing the racing is really helping me, because you're kind of alone, but also I have my husband there as well. So I have someone to talk to if I need to about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and then also if I need it, support. Last race, that was Iron Man, I think. I had a lot of issues, and it was kind of nice to have him there, kind of cheering me on. But it was also, I felt like, because he was running a lot further than me and a lot faster, then I kind of felt like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe, because I am so slow. But then there's always that whole, kind of tie it back in, kind of wrap this up. It doesn't matter how fast you are. It doesn't matter how far you go. It's the matter of, you're doing this for you, not anybody else. You're doing it so that you can be healthy. Even if it's, you've got a backache today and you just get up and walk for 2 minutes. That's still so much better than just not taking care of yourself at all. So I feel like I've got to keep that mindset of you're doing this for you. You're not doing it to lose weight. You're not doing it to project an image that somebody will see and judge you on. It's about how you feel, and not just physically, but mentally as well. I know a lot of the times I didn't feel mentally like I wanted to go out and do something or to be physical, or even at that point, I didn't want to mentally talk about anything because I had everything just kind of in my brain of you don't need to, you know, worry about yourself. You need to be taking care of other people. You need to make sure that they are secure. But in reality, you need to be taking care of you, because one of the biggest things is you don't know what their situation is. You don't know, rambling on, but to just quickly finish it up, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they need. They know what they need. And if they need help, they'll talk to you. And if you come across somebody who, I want to talk about this in another video, so I'm going to kind of be brief with it, but if you come across somebody who is constantly asking you for help, but not in a direct, I need this, they're asking you to kind of, see, I don't know the words. I'll have to think about it and make another video about it, because again, it comes down to, I have to kind of think about this real long, actually, not real fast. I think about them and I doubt myself. So I have to continuously rethink it and rethink it. And I need to make sure that I know 100% how I feel about it before I post it. So it's very hard to just automatically, again, it's those opinions, it's those feelings. It's hard for me to just push it out there. But, being able to do this and step out of my comfort zone is one step in the right direction. It's, even if it's a baby step, it's still good. So hopefully, I don't know if I'll see you again next, or you might be seeing the Black Panther run. We'll see. There's a cricket. He's right on the leaf.
A little warm up before the race. Getting our stretch on. And we're off. Still high energy after the first mile done. Some hype for the last lap. We almost done. Woohoo!
Hey guys, sorry about the weird video. I don't know, my camera's doing this weird contrast thing and I don't want to mess with it, so. But I really wanted to kind of talk about the run and how it happened, well, how it went, essentially. So, I started off strong. I was like, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna, try and beat our time I don't remember what my, I think, is it 48? Not, I don't know. Not even, because we're going to talk about that. But I was going to try and beat my time, and I was going to, kind of go full force, full throttle, whatever. And I started off, I got halfway through a lap, and I was just done. I was like, I do not want to do this anymore. And I think it kind of started to lay heavy on me that I was putting too much pressure on this. I was trying to prove that I was doing something immense. I was doing my best. I was exceeding far above what I should be doing because of something that was said to me. And that was, of course, I could be reading into it because that's what I do. That's just what happens in my head of I take bits and pieces out of conversations and I assume that's what that person meant. So lately I've just had to kind of collaborate and be like, or collaborate, whatever the word is. I had to, I have to always ask Daniel, do you think this is what they meant? Because I always kind of take the negative spin on it. Like, if somebody says something, I'll be like, oh, that they were saying this about me, or they were saying this about what I do, rather than having a normal conversation of saying what's actually on their mind. They use little hints and tricks, and that's something that I pick up on a lot because of my background. And we'll talk about that more because I want to have a whole conversation about empathy and whatnot. But anyway, so I had this conversation with someone and they had kind of diminished what I was doing with these runs, with these races, whatever. And I guess I kind of started to let that eat at me, even though I knew it wasn't right. I knew I was doing the best I could do. I knew I was doing great, but it was still that little voice, that's like, you're not doing that great. You're not doing anything awesome. You're not doing anything special. And during that run, I was so defeated. I was ready to be done. And I think Daniel brought it up that I should just take it easy. I should just take it slow. And I was like, well, I can't do that. And I started having heart palpitations. And I was like, oh crap. What am I going to do? I don't want to stop because I need to keep going. I need to show everyone that I can do this, that I'm tough. So, after kind of realizing, well, why am I thinking this? Why is it so important that I run this, walk this, jog this, sprint this in a certain amount of time? Ouch, my eye hurts now. Why is it so important that I prove these people that I can do this? I should be trying to prove myself, which is how I started this all along. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do something, especially without people, kind of supporting me and whatnot. That's why it took me so long to even talk about it. I've been doing this, kind of solo because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it by myself, for myself. So I feel like it just kind of started to slip away. And during this last run, it really hit home that I kind of lost sight of that. I've stopped taking care of myself as much as I was. So I kind of have to step back and relearn again. It's what they always say, you're never cured. You're always going to have relapses. So it's definitely true there. So I had to force myself to just take a step back and just walk it. So I walked the whole rest of the way. And there were times where, I would gain a little bit more speed. But I was having fun. I was listening to my music. And I was singing. I was laughing. There were tons of people, well, not really tons, but there were other people there, and they were doing their stuff. And we were cheering on this other guy who was kind of struggling there for a little bit. He was doing a circuit of push-ups and sit-ups and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And he was kind of starting to diminish a little bit, and we started cheering him on and as we were going around our loops. And it kind of went back to the root of, this is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to get competitive. I've never been a competitive person. So for me to especially get competitive with myself, it's a very strange feeling. So I think it's just so easy to get in my head. But it was so nice to be able to get back out of it and just walk. Just do something for me. And I think that I need to keep it going. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign up for that Snoopy race. Probably mid-September. I don't know. We'll see. I might find something cooler. But yeah. So it's just so easy to get into a different mindset of what you began with. So I think I need to get into a routine of always checking myself, just emotionally and physically, because oh my gosh, I have found so many physically things that are going on right now. Oof, I might do another video on it, but I'm thinking about actually setting up a doctor's appointment. It's been 10 years since I've been to the doctor, primary care doctor, so. But I think that some of these things that are kind of popping up kind of are telling me something, so. But I think I need to just mentally and physically always check myself at least once a week, I'm thinking, because otherwise I will go into that relapse, and I can't have that. I need to keep on the steady path and keep changing. I don't want to go back and be stagnant. I want to be better for myself. So, alright. A little sad, but encouraging, hopefully. It's encouraging for myself, to just be able to you know, take a step back and say, this isn't a competition. This is fun. You're doing it for yourself, so let it be fun. And I think that's a great end to August. And happy September. We're getting into fall. I'm excited. And hopefully you guys like this kind of style of vlog. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.